Yo, what's up? Bob here. Welcome to the vlog. Let's jump right into it. It's been a busy week. Incredibly hot outside. Running in the mid 90s here with the heat index of over 100 degrees. Very uncomfortable outside. So I've been chilling in the house. Let's address the beginning of the video here. I was on Instagram. My local guitar shop posted a picture of a 57 Les Paul Jr. And I thought, yes, I need to try that out. So I ran down there, and as you can see from the video, I found this incredibly clean, very, very clean 1957 Les Paul Jr. with this little cool, like, some kind of a decal on the pick guard. I don't know if it's like a water slide or whatever, but it wasn't just like a regular sticker. And whatever it was, it had been there for a really long time. Really super clean guitar. Okay. And I wanted to try it out, and so I did, as you could see from the footage. Great sounding guitar. I was playing through a Blues Junior with the reverb set to stun, for sure. And yeah, it sounded good. It was really cool. Problems with the guitar, basically, for me, condition being the first, because it's in, as you know, collectible value is a lot of it's based on condition. And if you buy something that you're going to play and knock around, the more and more you play it, technically speaking, with some collectors, if you put a lot of wear on it, it's not going to be valued at, it's going to be less valuable. Now, I know that's bullshit. You know that's bullshit. But that is the way the collectible market works. The other thing is, it had the original frets. Which, you know, small frets are good for some people. You don't have to have big frets. Here's a secret. This Stratocaster that I play all the time, 1958 Stratocaster, I sent this to Joe Glazer's in Nashville, Tennessee, and he put stainless steel Jezcar frets in this guitar for me. It's plaqued, and it has stainless frets in it. Now, that would be looked down upon by any real kind of super vintage guitar collector or just, you know, aficionado. Because, number one, just the fact that the frets aren't original, which is beyond me, because you can't play the thing if it doesn't have good frets. And then number two, the fact that I chose stainless frets, which, you know, that kind of... Look, despite the myths that you might have heard, it's not that big of a deal to have a guitar refretted. On these Fender guitars, they pull out sideways. You know, that you slide them out this way. So you're not just ripping them out of the fretboard and tearing this up. Okay, which is the problem with refretting guitars multiple times. You're destroying the fretboard every time you do it. But if you get someone who knows what they're doing, they can slide those frets out and put new ones in fairly easily. So if at some point I decide I don't want these perfectly crowned, perfectly level, awesome frets, I could have something more original put in here, no problem. But we're talking about the 57 Junior here, which has the original frets. And, you know, They're small. They're small. Guitar sounded great. I love the sound of those dog-eared P90s. They're really good. So, needless to say, I didn't get it. Did you see that Rickenbacker bass? Ooh, that's that live Geddy Lee, boy. Yeah, that's like a Geddy Lee bass, like what he would play live. You know, he was jazz bass in the studio. Anyway, so that happened. It was cool. Those guitars are available at the Guitar Emporium in Louisville, Kentucky. Next. Yeah, you guessed it. I didn't just go there to check out those guitars. Bam! New pedal day. Dunlop Crybaby Mini. That's right, folks. This is a miniature Crybaby. A couple weeks ago, you might recall that I went and saw Earthless. Isaiah was using one of these Crybaby Minis, and I was like, ooh, that sounds pretty good. And I immediately started making plans to acquire one of these. Now, as you know, I was country before country was cool, meaning, bam, that I've always been using a tiny little wah. I've had this AMT Japanese Girl WH1 wah for several years. Now, this particular wah runs off of a photocell and not a potentiometer. So it kind of rides the line between, say, a Morley wah and a Crybaby. It has a 3-position switch here, you know, kind of your standard thing. You got the like lower range, mid-range, and high range. Now, this does sound a little more like a modern wah. In the middle is the closest you're going to get to like a traditional, very Jimi Hendrix sound. The low one sounds very Steve Vai, and up front, just it's kind of a funky little thing. It kind of there was a DoD wah called the FX17, and you can kind of get into some of those tones with this. But this is a solid wah, okay? Now the Crybaby Mini, it also has a 3-position switch, but it's located inside the pedal. It's in here. I'll try to put up a gut shot of the inside over here. While it's up, we'll talk about it. So as you can see at the bottom, it's got this 3-position switch, low, middle, high, and as you can see, this red Fazel inductor. So it's got all the good stuff. Let's talk about the cons. You see this? This is made like a full-size wah. See how it's got this angle on it? It's made like a full-size wah-wah pedal. See this? This is straight. Okay? Full-size wah. Okay? Also made at an angle. See this? Now, if this is on the ground, like so, and you put your foot on it, your foot only lifts up this much, right? Unless you put this on your typical pedal train pedal board, and then all of a sudden it's at an additional slant, okay? So now it's slanted with the pedal board slanted. Try to put some pictures over here of what your foot might look like on it. But basically what you got is now your ankle is bent at this crazy angle because your foot is way up because it's not flat anymore. Now it's like this. So if this is your leg, this is your foot. Just keeps going up and up, and your ankle can only do so much. So what it does is prohibits you from getting, boom, way down in this bass position. What I'm saying is there's a slight design flaw. They should have really made it like this. flat. Because what they're doing is making you use this on a flat pedal board. Like the Pedal Train Mini or just like your old school black and silver flat boards. Tell you what, I'm going to do a brief demo of this. There are tons of demonstrations of the Crybaby Mini online, so I'm not going to like go crazy with like getting like super deep into all the different settings inside and stuff. I'm going to demo it in low with a Les Paul, and then I'm going to use it at rehearsal in the middle position with the Stratocaster. And that way you'll get a wider range of what the wah can do. Now hopefully at rehearsal we get into some type of epic interdimensional jam, and we can really find out what this thing is about. That said, during the demo I will compare it briefly with the AMT Japanese Girl Wah, and briefly with my 1969 Mr. Crybaby Super. Bam. This used to be chrome on the top, and now it's not so chrome. That's what happens when pedals get super old, but it still works great. Anyway, let's see. Anything else? Vinyl records. Only bought one this week. If you follow me on Instagram, that's Bobbradley. You can find me. It's real easy. I'm the only Bobbradley holding. Well, that's not true. Just, you'll see me. I got one record. You might have seen this on Instagram. This is Lynyrd Skynyrd's Pronounced Lynyrd Skynyrd. It's a classic record. Found this in great shape. It's not like the super first press or anything on the original label. It's just on MCA, and it's in great shape. Plays really good. You might be familiar with some songs on this record. Tuesday's Gone, Give Me 3 Steps, Free Bird. Now, a lot of people are like, Free Bird, Bob, really? And I'm like, you know, here's the deal. During the latter years of the Skynyrd, band, I'm not gonna lie, I got a little cheesy. They'd play Freebird, they'd bring out this big eagle statue and sit it on top of the piano and all this crap. And I don't know, it became so cliche, okay, that it was just hard to handle for a lot of people. And for a while, if any Skynyrd song came on the radio, especially right after Metallica did the covers and all that, I just had to turn it over. But if you go back and you listen to the early stuff with these guys, and you see videos of the real band playing music, you will understand that this was one hell of a band. It cannot be understated how magnificent Lynyrd Skynyrd the band was. You got all the, Ed King is still in the band. He's got this lightning bolt going right through his head. I don't know if you can see that, but it's really cool. And if you see this, you got to think, records are like, oftentimes less than $10. You got to have it. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. All right. So anyway, yeah, I got that Skynyrd record. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, leave a comment down below. Yeah, got some cool stuff coming up. We are rapidly approaching episode 100, and if you hadn't noticed, this is episode 98. All right, Bob out. Yeah.